All right, we are live. Hi, everybody. I'm Zane Daniel. I'm a Hathor energy healer, and I'm the founder and the director of the Higher Self Expo. And today I have with me David Norman. Hi, David.
Hello there, Zane. Great to be with you.
It's wonderful to have you. And I wanted to give people a little bit of an idea of what this is. The Higher Self Expo is an online only metaphysical conference where we'll have speakers that are light workers, channels, healers, astrologists from all over the world. And that's kind of one of the benefits to doing an online metaphysical conference. I've been to many and I speak at them. And so I'm very familiar with that kind of environment and how much fun it is to go to one of those and to witness all that. And so I thought, well, with the COVID thing and everything, let's go ahead and do this online. And this will be the second event, and our first event went extremely well. And what was really interesting about it is that it was very, very similar to a live event. Really, you didn't really miss that much. Plus, you got to watch it in the comfort of your own home, on your computer, on your phone, or even on your TV. So, and you got to take advantage of all the amazing healing that's going on and hear all this fantastic insight from all these different speakers. So I highly recommend that you check it out and that you check it out live. It's going to be September 12th and 13th, broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube. And so you can go to our website to register, higherselfexpo.com, or you can go to the Facebook channel or the YouTube channel to subscribe to those as well. So I'm super excited about it. We've got this 2-day event. The first event was only 1 day. This is a 2-day event. And David Norman is going to be one of our speakers. And I'm super excited about having him introduce himself to you because he represents one of the kind of different types of people that we're going to have in this particular expo. And in this one, we have a theme. In the previous one, we didn't. This one is envisioning our 5D society. So not only are we helping people heal or expand and prepare themselves for this society that would be based on unconditional love as opposed to fear, but we also have people like David who are working hard to transition our society. And what's really cool is that he's doing it as like a corporate CEO or from that particular angle. So I'm super excited to have you, David. If you go ahead and please introduce yourself to everyone, I'd love it.
Thank you, Zane. So I'm David Norman. I'm down here in Sydney, Australia, and really excited to be part of the expo. I've been told by lots of psychics and seers all my life that I do lots of speaking later in my life, but this is my first actual gig, so I'm super excited. And I'm a lifelong pearl dealer, so I come from a generational business. I'm number 5. It started in 1830, and everybody's a pearl dealer. And my nephew Charlie is 25 in London. He's number 6. So I knew I wanted to do that when I was about 12 years old. And I went and lived in Japan for a couple of years to learn the business, and then came to Australia for a year, but I'm still here. That was 1983. And I was happy and drunk in a nightclub one night, and I met a lady selling flowers. We went on a date into a Buddhist vegetarian dinner. And when I woke up the next day, age 22, I spiritually woke up. But I've stayed in the mainstream all this time. But I have, been to India a lot, meditated a lot, and seen the energy in things. And I've kind of I feel like a spy because I've got this whole sort of other dimensional existence going on. But I'm dealing with, dollars and yen and pounds and people, and a lot of my friends haven't a clue what a Pleiadian is, for example. But in this funky year, I started a group. I just woke up one day and started a group called Pleiadian Awakenings, and we have Zoom calls around the world once every 2 weeks, and the next right thing just keeps happening. And I think my personal journey has been from fear into love. And so I try and incorporate that in my day. Although I've got to make sure I stick to the time limit when we do talk, because once I get started, I'm on a roll. So that was a long introduction compared to everybody else.
No, you're doing great. And what's great about it is that everybody brings their own unique personality to this and their own unique style, their own unique gifts. So, you're very welcome with open arms, just like everyone. So, yeah, I'm super excited about it. So, okay. So now you have kind of given us your quick backstory. I still say that was pretty quick. What is it that you're going to be sharing with us in your slot? And I believe you are the last speaker on Saturday. For the rest of us, you would be the first speaker on Sunday morning. But go ahead and give us a little synopsis of what your talk's going to be.
I want to talk about this journey from my perspective, from fear into love, and all the aspects that I have learned about 5D consciousness. So in 3D consciousness, everything's very, very solid, and we're all these spirits packed into these dense little bodies. So it's so hard it's hard being born, it's hard being a baby, and then it's hard being a human. And it's normal in 3D life for millions of people just to be me, and getting ahead. And I want to talk a lot more about we, and just living from that perspective of the 5D unity consciousness, where we kind of get to realize there is only one of us, and everybody's an actor in a play or a piece of divinity split off from each other. But when we're all together, like on a soul level, we're all merged. And then some of my friends are, like, some of them have $1 billion, some of them have $150 million, some of them have $5.50. But the ones who are not into any of this stuff are slightly opening up. And I'd just like to speak of my experience with how to gently lead people into open-mindedness about this arena, because a lot of the time I find in the what I call it, I started when I was 22, so I kind of call it the New Age movement, or the Age of Aquarius. My astrology girlfriend told me to call my company Aquarian Pearls back in 1984. So I've always been into it. I went to the Harmonic Convergence, where we meditated up a mountain called Mount Warning. That was like 1985, and there's been a lot of adventure, along the way.
Yeah.
But unity consciousness for me is doing things, being kind and thoughtful and sharing, and instead of being selfish. There's lots of it, and so I'm going to talk a bit about that, like my journey through there. Yeah,
that's fantastic, and that's one of the things that I'm super excited about, because you're going to be able to bring kind of some inspiration, I'm thinking, because a lot of the light workers out there, a lot of us, well, I was actually in the corporate world. I was a producer in the video game industry for 22 years. And so I totally understand your spy angle, because I wasn't awakened until the very end. And so for maybe a year or two, I was awakening pretty fast. And so it was really interesting to observe that corporate world from this perspective of peace and unconditional love. And so the things that used to bother me before were just like funny to me, like, oh my gosh, look at this guy get really mad and stuff, how weird this is. But what's cool about what you're going to be doing and what you're talking about and what you're seeing is you're seeing this awakening occurring, and these very unlikely people, right? People with power, the people with money. And that's when we really are going to see a huge tipping point in the world. So again, for those of us, or for many who are just kind of maybe stuck at home and they're kind of lower on the totem pole in the world of corporate, getting aheadness, and they're just doing their things and they're loving unconditionally and they're doing these wonderful, self-work kinds of things, they still don't know necessarily that people are waking up in high positions of power. And so to be able to bring those examples to them, what can help them go, oh, okay, so I'm not alone. It's not just my little group that I just, the 10 people that I know. It's really taking hold. It's really happening.
I loved your comic, Righteous, where he's helping one person one moment at a time. So even back in chapter 1, he cleans up the old man who might be a kind of enlightened master masquerading as a tramp, an old homeless guy, but he cleans him up and he looks so swish, and it's one action at a time. And I used to sell pearls to large places like Cartier and Tiffany and Harry Winston and all the big name people and wholesalers. And now the 90% of the business is on TV in a show out of Atlanta when we can travel, but we go in on iPad, and here in Sydney, and my nephew does it in London. And before I go on, I always say I choose to bring the light to Australia or America. And I've got the pearls, which all have their own super energy too. Like they're this amazing gift from nature, full of water energy and spirit energy, and they really are extraordinary when you look into them. But I can, just in that world where we're sort of flogging things on TV, when you say, but wait, don't send any money. We're not sending you saucepans, and we do want you to send money. But the thing is, it's in the doing of that, you can actually get the message across, and do lots of random acts of kindness in the way. So it grows and grows. But then when you're dealing with there are some pretty heavyweight people that I know in my world, and as you say, to pass on that message to them in small ways it's part of a kind of humanity awakening. It's really lovely.
Right. Yeah. It's super exciting, right? I mean, yeah. Says to watch everybody transform, I think, is one of the many reasons that we're here incarnated at this particular time on this particular earth. We're here to see it all. Ooh, let's see what happens next.
And 3D is great. I joke with our friend Karen, who introduced us, how, I wonder what the spirit guides or the angels are doing while we're monkeying around down here sometimes. Like, do they go to the bar and chat and say, I wish those humans would listen? Or, what do they do? But it's lovely to be part of the whole awakening and actually be an actor in the play here. It's fabulous.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think of it like, the soul contract concept, right? That like we signed contracts that you and I would meet in this lifetime, right? And so I picture our higher selves are sitting around maybe at a table or whatever, watching the TV of us, right? And
yes,
high-fiving each other, like, yeah, they met, they're doing it, So
absolutely,
I do see it kind of like that. So it's great.
And whole star systems have come here, like masses of us. It's really, really super exciting, actually. When you are fully awake in it, I have these days where I'm kind of squealing with excitement on the inside, and the vibration of the body and whatever's going on inside, it can barely contain it, like a sort of squealy dolphin or something. It's Father's Day here in Australia, and I'm 57, and it's funny, my daughter's the wise one, who's like 1,000,000 years old. My younger daughter, Genevieve,
yeah.
She's like, I feel like I'm the child in the relationship often.
That's great. All right. Well, this has been a wonderful conversation, but before we head out, I do want you to talk a little bit about on your screen there, it says Aquarian Pearls, and actually your website is aquarianpearls.com.au, right? For Australia.
Yes, for Australia, you have to go .au.
Right. And so tell people what they would find if they went to that website.
We've got lots of beautiful pearls on the website, and then we've got the history of our family business and the types of pearls there are. And I've worked with two friends introduced by Karen who are making pearl shell essences. So we're going to introduce that as well. They've actually channeled the meaning of the pearls and the oceans and then created the essences. But we're not quite there yet, but we will be within a month. And then I'm writing a blog on the spiritual uses of pearls, or the reason the universe gave us pearls in the first place and what they represent.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. Well, I would definitely encourage our audience to go check it out. And of course, I encourage our audience to sign up for the Higher Self Expo and all the things, because today, it's 1 week from today. And actually, this is pretty much the time that you're speaking. So in 1 week, we're going to see you again.
Fantastic. I might fix up my Einstein hair a bit for you.
Okay, well, that's good, because, man, not so great looking. No, I'm just kidding. You're your beautiful being of light shining on everyone. So thank you so much for being here and for speaking at the Expo. And really, we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Dane. It's such an honor and a privilege to be part of it all.
Right. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.